Welcome back, everybody, to Bloomfield, Canada, FS22. It has been a while. I don't know if you can tell. It is not the same month I left you in. It was October 1st when I left. I was just gearing up to do some more contracts and decided to just keep going with contracts. And like I kind of mentioned before, I don't want to just do contracts for too long and let you guys see all of it. So I did a lot of it offline um, and got to November 2nd. I currently have 3 plowing contracts running right now. One there on 50, one over here on 39, one over here on 30. And I actually have a lot to turn in, but I'm going to wait until those 3 are done just to make sure I don't lose the tractors. So I should have a good amount of money coming from this set. Just to update with the field, I decided it was at the second stage of growth, which you can harvest it. At that point, you get more money or more grass if you wait to the third stage. But the third stage would have been in December, so I guess not last month, but yesterday, November 1, I mowed it up. One of the things I bought from contract money is a windrower. So I windrowed it just to make it a little bit easier to pick up. Let's see, what else did I buy? We had that last time. I bought one of these just to kind of clean the equipment off. Oh, yes, field soil sampler. So I was able to take some soil samples of this. So you can see down there the precision farming info. It'll give you the pH value, the nitrogen value. I didn't do that before I harvested the first time, so I don't think I got the beneficial score for that. But if we go over here to the precision farming menu, yeah, I don't really have that great of a score. You can see nitrogen was essentially non-existent. Weed control, I mean, you don't get weeds in grass fields, but we also don't have a sprayer to make that go up. pH value is a little bit lower too, and tillage isn't really going to change because the weeder does not count as a direct drill. So unfortunately, the only thing that can really go up is nitrogen. But the next time we do that, next time we cut the grass, we should hopefully get 100 for that. Because I did also buy the fertilizer spreader, like I mentioned I was going to. I also got a little front weight, just to make sure the tractor can, pull the plow and everything like that. So yeah, I think for now, I did get a little carried away with buying all this equipment. I think I'm just going to leave the grass here for now, because even if I build it up for silage, it wouldn't be ready until February, which is okay to sell it at that point, but I just don't think it would be worth spending the money for a baler right now, when we only have this amount of grass. So I'll just wait for the grass to grow again, cut it again, and then windrow it all into bigger swaths and deal with that later. Looking at the map, so actually one of the contract fields I have a worker working on right now, field 50, I think I mentioned before, that's the first field I'm looking to buy. And I think I'm actually going to change what my previous plan was. I was going to get this part first, but you see that's over $300,000 that I have to save up to get to that point. And that will take a lot of contracts to get there. So I was thinking maybe buying 34 first would be better. I can make this a grass field and actually get some profit from it, as well as contracts to kind of, get those series moving along a little bit. So I think 34 first, and then I'll buy this part 31 and kind of get the farm built and going along there. So that's the plan. And think for today, there's not too much. I already looked at the contracts. There wasn't really anything else I wanted to do. I'm trying to stay away from these bailings. They're not bad. It's they're just a little bit tedious when you don't have the equipment yourself, and I really don't like those um, those front things that help pick up the bales. I'd rather kind of use the one that just kind of drives behind and auto picks it up for you. I guess it's a little bit lazy, but I just struggle so much with those. I don't like to bother with them. So if I had my own bale pickup, I would definitely do these contracts. But for now, I'm just going to leave them. On sugar beets, I never really like to do because it just takes way more time than it's worth, and it's only almost $5,000. So I really don't think it's worth doing that. So I was also looking at the crop calendar, and I didn't notice this before, but there are a decent amount of crops that are actually harvestable in December. Apparently, December is a time where they could potentially harvest some crops in Canada. So, actually, if we look at this map, let's go over to ready to harvest. Okay, so the only one ready to harvest is that sugar beet field, which we're not going to do. So there's not going to be any more harvesting contracts showing up this month. And I don't think, yeah, I mean, I think the only things that might show up at this point would be more plowing contracts. You can see lots of purple fields. I did a lot of plowing. Um, with being able to reuse the equipment, you can kind of just shift them everywhere. I had like seven people working at one time at one point. The money was going down pretty quick, but I made it back in the end. So yeah, I think since these plowing contracts won't go away. Oops, sorry about that. Since these plowing contracts won't go away overnight, I think I'm just gonna go right back to bed and skip ahead to the next day, because there's really nothing else unless I take over the plowing contracts, which I would rather not do. I think I mentioned before I do not like to do the plowing. The workers do a fine enough job at it, so I think I'm just gonna skip ahead. Go to December. Let's go to 8 o'clock so it's bright out. You can hear all the dings of the workers. And there we go. Almost light out. Alright, let's see what we got now. And we got nothing. Trying to see if I can. Oh, there we go. Just a cultivating. Take it. Take everything we can potentially have. I forget what field that was already. 26. All the way at the top. Okay. So I wonder if there's any ready to harvest. No, they just went straight to harvested. Interesting. This one was an oat field that was not quite grown, and it must have been harvested early in the morning. That's unfortunate for me, but usually when you get to these winter months, it just becomes, just kind of fast forwarding. It's a good time when you do have crops. It's usually one of the best times to sell a lot of them. Like I know silage, which is what we're going to be focusing on. It's usually December or January. I think sometimes it's February, depending. So yeah, it's always during the winter, pretty much when there's nothing going on. There's higher demand, prices go up, that kind of thing. So normally this would be the time of year that we'd be selling and making all of our profits. But as of now, we don't really have much. Again, like I don't want to bother picking up that grass yet because I'd rather prioritize saving the money to get another field. I'm hoping after these contracts we should have enough to buy that. I do get a pretty substantial discount from doing all the contracts for Kevin, which I can't remember his last name, but he owns all the fields over in that area. Apparently they do not change, at least on this map, when you log off, so that is very nice that it kind of keeps it the same. But I've done so many contracts at this point, I could probably buy any field on the map for a discount. And I think it's up to 35% is what I have it set at. I think that's the highest you can go. Once I get to the field, our check. But yeah, I believe it's like 180,000 that I'm gonna need to buy that field. There's a harvester from a contract I was doing before. Just kind of chilling there. Kind of waiting until almost all the contracts are done to turn them in, just to see kind of what my money gets up to. Unfortunate thing about jumping to December is there's nothing, the grass is not plantable, so I will have to wait till March at this point before I plant in the new field that we're going to be buying. But that's alright. I don't think 1 month is really going to hurt us too much. The grass wouldn't grow during this time anyways. It would just be 1 month earlier we'd be getting it. So it's not really that much of a loss in my opinion. I think we're almost at the field. Getting the hang of this map already. Of course, yeah. Because you had the stop sign. You could just go ahead. I know. AI workers don't stop for the human players. I get it. Even in Farming Simulator, you can still have a little bit of road rage. He's just lucky I didn't crash into him. Oh, I missed some corn there. Oh well. I don't think it's worth coming back for. Both contracts are finished. I made a few extra thousand when I finished them. I think I did 3 harvesting contracts. 2 of them were corn, 1 was a sunflower. But yeah, you do make a little bit of extra money. I think this is the field. Is it 26? I know I checked like 3 times already. Yes, 26. And while I'm thinking about it, so contracts. So you can set this to be what you want, but I think 7 is the biggest. I hope I did not just screw it up by doing that. Yep, 35% discount, 180,000. So I need to make about, let's go with 140 off these contracts. So I think we're going to be kind of close. Really don't want to have to do those baiting contracts, but I don't know. I could always wait until, well, they went away anyway, so never mind. But worst comes to worst, are sure there'll be some sort of contract first thing in spring in March. I can pick those up and get going on those right away, and then get, you know, hopefully that'll get enough money to put me over the edge and get to 180 so I can buy that field. And then when I buy it, the 35% discount will go away, but I can kind of work my way up to another 35% discount over time. So event here soon, hopefully, once I get that field, I think I'm going to be a little bit more picky in terms of the contracts that I want to pick up. I don't want to just be doing contracts all over the map all the time, but I think the contracts for the fields that I want to eventually buy would be good to do, just because, you know, if you do the plowing for it, the field no longer needs plowed. You know, you could do the seeding, so you could put some crop in it, and then when I buy it, I essentially get that crop for free, which would be nice. Things like fertilizing as well, it'll be fully fertilized, so just kind of keeping those fields up will help once I do eventually buy them, and will cause me to not have to do as much maintenance on them after buying them. So I think that'll be the plan once I get that field. Alright, so I'm making pretty good progress on this field, almost done with it now. I did do some math to figure out how much we're going to be making from all the current contracts I have available, and we're going to be pretty short. I think I was being a little optimistic, hoping we'd be making a lot of money off them, but it looks like we're only going to be making about 66,000 from everything. And again, I need like 135,000, so not even quite half of what we need. So there's definitely going to need to we're going to need to do a lot more contracts to get to where I need to be. But that's okay. You know, it is what it is. That's what you get when you are using workers so heavily like I am. Once I finish this contract, I'll show you in a second kind of the money I've spent on workers. It's definitely a lot. I am still making a profit in the long run. And I think from a real time perspective, it just makes a whole lot more sense. It would have taken me a lot longer to do all those fields by myself. I would have had to change the time scale down from ×5 to like a half just to make it manageable to get them all done. But yeah, so you know, it's a kind of a give and take. I think we're just about done with this. There we go. See, 35% discount. I mean, I'm pretty much at the max already. Alright, I'm not going to finish that because that's done. So yeah, these two are getting close. Field 50 is about halfway. But I can skip ahead the months, and you know, that'll just kind of keep going in the background. Don't remember what I was gonna check, but I think for now I'm just gonna turn in the ones that don't have a leasing cost to make sure I don't have, you know, these are going on the fields. I always forget to turn this details on. There we go. That'll show which ones have the leasing. So, alright, so turn this in. Cultivating, I'm not using that equipment anymore, so turn those in. Oh, I could have used that equipment for this field. Oh well. Corn harvest is done. That's done. Still have 3 workers going. Perfect. And these 3 are the fields they must have come from. So, okay, we're looking, okay, we're at about 61,000. 60,000 once the workers' fees are kind of done. I did look at the used store, and ironically, there is a baler for half off. I still think I don't want to go with it, just because, again, I want to save up for that first field. Having the baler really won't. Like, we're not going to make our money back on that with the small amount of grass that we have for a while. So I think I just want to prioritize getting that other field. So let me just teleport. Not to you, not to you, not to you. There we go. Not get hit by somebody. I'm just going to skip ahead to another month. See if there's contracts in the next month. Maybe there might be some more plowing that come up over the winter. That's usually all we really get is plowing or cultivating. Fast food restaurant. Wonder what that is. Let's take a look. It's never anything that I have. Of course, I don't have anything, so there's that. But did I miss it? Looking at the wrong spot. Should be like a little blue arrow that's going sideways. I have not seen it yet. There it is. Sugar. Okay. We will have sugar at one point. Just not now. Okay. Well, this is getting really long now. Grass is still looking good. I'm not going to worry about that bad pH value. I don't know if I mentioned that or not. The nitrogen's good. I think that's all that's really important for now. Let's check the contracts. Oh, look, there are 2 cultivating. Really small one. I don't want to get that equipment. This will reduce it more, but it'll take a lot less time with this bigger equipment. So, oh, those were the cornfields that I did. So yeah, they're up in the top of the map, right next to the one I just did. What tractor is this? New Holland. I don't think I have ever used this tractor before. Kind of like it. It's got the tracks in the back. Similar to the John Deere one we were just using, only the John Deere had tracks for both sets. This is just in the back. I do like the bigger tractors that are kind of set up like this, that don't have the, you know, the bendy part on the front, as I call it. Just because I feel like it's so much more difficult to drive. Just gonna drive this up myself and get going on those contracts. Alright, we are at the field and we are cultivating. So, something I thought about on the drive up that I forgot to mention, I realized after the first few, probably the first 5 episodes came out, I was reviewing them, looking back at them, I realized my audio was not too great, to be honest, so I apologize for that. Hopefully it wasn't too bad. You could still kind of hear what I was trying to say. But I did want to apologize for that, for anyone who is watching those. Hopefully it is better now. I will be kind of reviewing this before I move on and do it anymore, just to make sure that that's okay. So I do plan to try to make it as best as possible for you guys. I'm still trying to figure out exactly how to do this whole YouTube thing. It is still pretty new to me, so I guess just kind of bear with me here at the beginning. But yeah, hopefully it's sounding a little bit better for you. Oh, we just finished another contract. I don't want to be paying them longer than I need to. I am going to wait till all 3 are done before I turn them in, just because I don't remember which tractor went to which field, so just wait till they're all done, just to make sure I don't have to end up driving a tractor over to field 50 to finish up. Actually, speaking of, I do want to check on him. Yeah, I don't know why you're not going. Field not owned. Must have just been slightly too far away. Well, this is probably why you were falling behind. It's also running out of gas. Actually, maybe I will... Which one's close? 39. Which one's 39? Sorry for all the skipping. Just trying to find the right tractor. I want to go this way. I'm going to send this one over just to help out 50. Especially since that it looks like that tractor is potentially going to run out of some out of gas before it's finished. I do have the gas or fuel usage on high, so it's not too surprising given the amount of plowing these tractors have done. I just don't want to use my own money to refill it just to finish the contract, so might as well send one of these other tractors over to help out and finish it up. That field 50 is the one I want to buy, so it'll be nice to have it plowed. Hopefully I can get it in March before something's planted on it, because I do want to put grass on it. If they do plant something else, I'm just gonna have to plow it, which will be kind of a pain since my plow is really small. So yeah, I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do if they put a crop on it. I guess we'll have to see what crop they potentially put on it. Hopefully they are thinking to do corn or something to where they have to wait until April. But yeah, I guess we're just gonna have to see what happens with that. So, right, get the workers going on the plowing, because again, don't want to do that for myself. And I'll take over this guy. Actually, I think we're just about at time, so I think in between episodes I'm gonna finish up these contracts. When you when I bring you back, it might be March at that point. I'm going to be checking the used sale just to see if there's something interesting. So if there is, I'll bring you back for that and kind of talk through that. But I think it would have to be like really, really enticing for me to not get it at this point, because again, I really want to get that field. So yeah. Thank you for watching. Please leave a like if you like the video, and a comment if you have any tips or anything, or criticisms or anything like that. And I hope to see you again next time. Have a good one.